You love the idea of having plants at home. A little green on the windowsill. Something is living in the corner of your living room. A touch of nature in an otherwise very concrete, very gray apartment. But every time you try, the leaves go yellow. The soil stays wet for weeks. And eventually, you end up throwing away another dead plant and feeling like maybe you're just not a plant person. Here's the truth though. You're not the problem. The plant was. Most houseplants you see at the store are actually tropical species that need bright, indirect sunlight for hours every day. And if your apartment doesn't get that kind of light, and most don't, they were never going to survive. But there's good news. Some plants are built for the dark. They evolved under dense forest canopies where almost no sunlight ever reached them. And those plants, they absolutely love your dim apartment. Today, we're looking at 10 of them. 10 low-light houseplants that don't just survive in darker spaces, they genuinely thrive. Let's get into it. Pothos. First up, and probably the most forgiving plant on this entire list, is the pothos. If you have killed every plant you have ever owned, start here. Pothos is a trailing vine with heart-shaped leaves, and it grows in almost any condition. Low light, irregular watering, dry air, small pots, it handles all of it without complaint. In the wild, pothos grows along the forest floor in Southeast Asia, climbing up trees in near total shade. So, your north-facing apartment window? That's basically a luxury resort for this plant. Water it when the top inch of soil feels dry. That's usually once every 1 to 2 weeks, and then just leave it alone. It will reward you with long, trailing vines that look beautiful hanging from a shelf or cascading down a bookcase. Some varieties have golden yellow streaks. Others are a deep marble green. It's easy, it's beautiful, and it's almost impossible to kill. Snake plant. Next is the snake plant, also called sansevieria, or sometimes mother-in-law's tongue. This one is legendary for a reason. Snake plants have tall, upright leaves with striking patterns of green and yellow, and they can go weeks without water and months without bright light. There are stories of snake plants surviving in offices with only fluorescent lighting and almost no natural light whatsoever. They're also one of the few plants that release oxygen at night rather than during the day, which makes them a popular choice for bedrooms. Water yours once every 2 to 4 weeks. Let the soil dry out completely between waterings. Overwatering is genuinely the only way you will harm this plant. New cultivars released in 2025 and 2026 have made snake plants even more exciting varieties, like pagoda tower and hedgehog, have unique textures and shapes that make them look almost sculptural sitting on a desk or shelf. If you want one plant that looks elegant and requires almost no attention, this is it. ZZ plant. The ZZ plant looks like it belongs in a design magazine. Deep, glossy leaves, clean, upright form. A kind of quiet sophistication that works in almost any room, and it is incredibly hardy. ZZ plants store water in their thick underground rhizomes, basically underground stems that act like a reservoir. This means they can survive long periods without water and still look perfect. They grow slowly, which is actually a bonus if you don't want a plant that takes over your shelf in 6 months. Water once every 2 to 4 weeks. Keep it away from direct sun, which can scorch those gorgeous glossy leaves. And don't panic. If growth seems slow, this plant is doing just fine. It's the definition of low-maintenance luxury. Peace lily. The peace lily is one of the few low-light plants that also flowers indoors, which makes it genuinely special. Those elegant white blooms, technically called spathies, appear once or twice a year, even in dim conditions. And the dark green leaves look beautiful year-round. Peace lilies are also excellent air purifiers. They absorb pollutants like benzene and formaldehyde from indoor air, which makes them a popular choice for bedrooms and living rooms. One thing to know, peace lilies are dramatic. When they need water, the leaves will droop quite noticeably. But don't panic. Water it thoroughly, and within a few hours it bounces straight back up. Water about once a week. Keep it away from cold drafts and direct sun. And if the tips of the leaves turn brown, it usually means the air in your home is too dry. A light misting helps. One important note, peace lilies are toxic to cats and dogs, so keep that in mind if you have pets. Cast iron plant. The name says it all. The cast iron plant is one of the toughest plants that exists. It earned its name because it can survive conditions that would kill almost anything else. Poor light, temperature swings, irregular watering, dust, neglect it, shrugs it all off. The leaves are long, dark, and architectural. They grow slowly, but they look striking once established, especially in a corner where nothing else would survive. Cast iron plants were popular in Victorian England for a good reason. Gas lamps, coal fires, and rooms with tiny windows created terrible growing conditions. And this plant handled it all. Water once every 2 to 3 weeks. Feed it lightly once in spring, and just let it exist. If you have a dark corner that feels completely dead and lifeless, put a cast iron plant there. It will make that corner feel intentional. Heartleaf philodendron. Philodendrons are a massive family of plants, and the heartleaf philodendron is one of the best for low-light spaces. It has soft, heart-shaped leaves in a rich medium green, and it trails beautifully from shelves and hanging baskets. It grows quickly compared to some others on this list, which gives it a lush, full look in a relatively short time. Like pothos, it comes from the tropical forest floor, so it has adapted to filtered, minimal light over thousands of years. Your apartment is its natural habitat. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Wipe the leaves with a damp cloth every now and then to remove dust, which helps the plant absorb whatever light it can get. If you want that lush, jungle-at-home look without a lot of effort, heartleaf philodendron is one of the best ways to get there. Chinese evergreen. Chinese evergreens are some of the most visually interesting plants on this list. They come in an extraordinary range of colors. Deep green with silver markings, pink and red varieties, cream and white variegation. There is an aglaonema to suit almost every interior aesthetic. And despite how exotic some of them look, they are genuinely easy to care for in low light. The darker green varieties handle the lowest light levels best. The pink and red varieties prefer a little more brightness, though they still don't need direct sun. Water when the top half of the soil is dried out. Avoid cold windows in winter. And don't move this plant around too much. It likes to settle in one spot and get comfortable. Chinese evergreens are one of those rare plants that looks like it should be difficult and expensive to maintain, but actually asks very little from you. Dracaena. Dracaenas are tall, striking plants that bring real vertical drama to a room. There are dozens of varieties, some with long, sword-like leaves striped in cream and green, others with dark burgundy foliage that almost looks unreal. The corn plant variety grows upright like a small indoor tree. The marginata variety has thin, elegant leaves with red edges. All of them tolerate low light well, though they grow faster with a bit more brightness. Dracaenas are sensitive to fluoride in tap water. If you notice brown leaf tips, try switching to filtered water or leaving tap water out overnight before using it. Water every 1 to 2 weeks, allowing the soil to partially dry between waterings. If you want a plant that adds real height and presence to a space, something that feels like a statement, Dracaena delivers that without demanding much in return. Spider plant. Spider plants might be the most cheerful plant on this list. They produce long, arching leaves in green and cream, and over time they send out long runners with tiny baby plants dangling at the ends, which is how they got their name. Those babies can be clipped off and propagated into new plants, which makes the spider plant incredibly generous. They thrive in indirect light and tolerate lower light levels very well. They're also one of the safest plants for households with cats. Unlike many houseplants, spider plants are non-toxic to pets. Water regularly during spring and summer, letting the soil dry a little between waterings. In winter, ease back slightly. There is something genuinely joyful about a spider plant in a hanging basket, all those cascading leaves and baby plantlets, full of life. It brings energy to a room in a way that few other plants do. Nerve plant. Last on our list is the nerve plant, also called Photonia. This one is a little different from the others. It's small, it stays close to the ground, and it has the most intricate, detailed leaves of any plant we've covered today. A dense web of white, pink, or red veins running across deep green leaves, like a tiny stained glass window. Nerve plants actually prefer lower light levels. Bright light washes out those beautiful patterns. They also love humidity, which makes them perfect for bathrooms or terrariums. They do need more consistent moisture than some other plants on this list. Let the soil stay lightly moist, but never waterlogged. And if the plant dramatically wilts, which it will do occasionally, Like a small protest, just water it and it will perk right back up within the hour. For a terrarium, for a bathroom shelf, or simply as a small detailed accent on a desk, the nerve plant is endlessly interesting. So there you have it, 10 plants that were made for exactly the kind of light most apartments actually have. You don't need a south-facing window. You don't need a greenhouse or grow lights or any special equipment. You just need the right plant for the right space. Start with one. See how it feels to keep something alive and growing in your home. And then add another. Because once you find a plant that actually does well where you are, it stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like something else entirely. Something that makes your space feel a little more alive, a little warmer, a little more like somewhere you want to be. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. There's a lot more to come on plants, trees, and the natural world. And if you're building an indoor plant collection of your own, drop your favorite in the comments. I'd love to know which one you're starting with. See you in the next one.